Let's be real, the housing market right now is a little chaotic. Buyers are acting like it's 2008, sellers are acting like it's 2021, and agents like me, we're just trying to do the best job we can and make sure every buyer and seller are knowledgeable in what's actually happening with the market right now in today's world without all the doom and gloom of the internet and what you see in a random TikTok video.
Yeah, it's Kacie in the LC. Keys to the dream, come and ride with me. Homes, views, life where you wanna be. Las Cruces, living Kacie in the LC. Kacie in the LC. Kacie in the LC, yeah. Kacie in the LC, yeah. Kacie in the LC. Las Cruces.
Because let's be honest, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Before we dive in, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget that little bell up at the top. It'll actually notify you the next time I post a video. I cover everything you need to know about Las Cruces and what's happening in the real estate market today, and not just what the internet is saying is going on. All right, so if you are a buyer or a seller and thinking of buying or selling right now, you need to listen up. Stop everything you're doing and listen up, because this is super important, what I'm about to say. And I'm not sure I've seen anybody cover this information just yet. So expectations on the buy side and the sell side are wildly off track with each other. There is a huge disconnect between what people want and what the market is actually doing. So let's start with buyers. All right, a lot of buyers are showing 2008 expectations. They're hoping to buy a house and snag a house up for half price. They're assuming that the sellers are desperate just because it's been on the market for 90 to 120 days. And they're waiting for some huge, big market crash to where they can sweep in and buy it for pennies on the dollar, which this market crash is probably not happening. Yes, right now we can negotiate. Like, buyers have more negotiating powers than they did during COVID. But at the end of the day, buyers are not going to rob the sellers blind. And because inventory is still pretty darn low considering, I know that in Las Cruces before the COVID pandemic, we had roughly 1,200 houses on the market, and right now we're sitting at about 600 homes active on the market. We're still at low. The inventory is still low, and this is not just in Las Cruces, this is happening all over the United States. Inventory is still low and sellers still have leverage. This is not a fire sale. So simmer down, buyers. And now sellers, this one's for you. Don't get too comfortable. Some of y'all are still trying to overprice your homes like it was in 2021. Like, you're expecting these crazy bidding wars when there was like 47 offers on your home, all cash, all above list price, before we even put the sign in the market and activated it in the MLS. Like, it was a wild time for sure. Or you're listing it above the recommended sales price that we give you just to see what happens. Or you're waiting for some buyer to come in emotionally attached to the house or the neighborhood and just throw buckets of money at it. But newsflash, that market is not where we live anymore. Period. We're 2025 and it is definitely a different market than it was in 2021 or 2008. So think of it as like the whole egg situation that we're dealing with right now. When you go to the store and you see a dozen eggs for $12, you're probably gonna walk on past, or you probably are just gonna skip your omelet for that week, because ain't nobody in their right mind, unless you have to have the eggs, are going to buy a dozen eggs for 12 bucks. You're gonna go and try to shop around and figure out who's selling them for $6 or some sort of more reasonable price. The buyers right now know when something is overpriced. They are an expert in that price range. If their price range is $300,000, I guarantee you they know the houses that are in the $300,000 price range better than any realtor in the area, because they have studied the market for $300,000. They know every single house that has been listed for $300,000, so they know what to expect when we see a $300,000 home. So if your home is $260,000 and you price it at $300,000, the buyers are gonna know, and they're gonna know that your house is overpriced, and they're gonna skim past it and they're not gonna look at it because they know what they can get for $300,000. They are market experts in what they are buying. So as a seller, you have to be aware of that. At the end of the day, if you overprice your home, people will move right past it and then wait until your home drops. So here is a breakdown of what's actually happening in the market. No drama, no spin, just some facts for you to focus on. Well-priced, move-in ready homes still sell fast. Like, if it's clean, hopefully buy a professional before you put it on the market. If it's decluttered, if it's staged properly, even if it's your own furniture, but decluttered and all of the excess stuff is gone away, if you clean the baseboards, if you price it right, it's gonna go under contract. Sometimes in days, sometimes not. This market is the most unpredictable market that I have ever sold in, and I've been selling real estate since 2005. It is a very unpredictable market, but buyers are cautious, not absent. Here's another fact. Overpriced homes are still sitting, and sitting, and sitting, and then sitting a little bit longer until we drop the price to what it should have been. And sometimes, because that property has been on the market for so long, it's now a little bit stigmatized, and then we have to drop it lower than what you would have done if you would have just priced it properly from the beginning. The longer your home sits, the staler the home gets. So you might end up chasing the market with multiple price drops when you could have just listed it the right price to begin with. So buyers have options, but they don't have much patience. So there are a ton of buyers that want to buy right now, but they're not overpaying for your house anymore. Again, gone are the days of 2021. They are not going to overpay for a house. So if something feels off, like the price, the buyers are going to move along, or they're going to significantly undercut you just to see what happens too. So say if you overprice your home by $20,000, they're going to ask off $50,000 just to see what happens. Or they're going to move on very quickly and probably not circle back. Or they're gonna wait and watch your house like a hawk and watch you drop it. Then they're gonna be like, ooh, that seller's desperate. Let's go ahead. They just dropped the price $20,000. Let's go ahead and offer $20,000 more or $20,000 less than they just dropped it. It's not a good predicament to be in. Interest rates right now are at a 6 to 7%. We can certainly buy them down. We can negotiate with the sellers to help with closing costs, to help buy down your interest rates. But without any buy down assistance right now, in April of 2025, interest rates are sitting at 6 to 7% roughly. We are not at that unicorn price of 2.5% anymore. And I don't ever think we're gonna get back there. I was actually asked the other day if we are gonna get back to that 2.5% price range, but 2.5% without any buy down, I don't see it happening. I don't know if you know this, but like my parents, when they first purchased their first house, interest rates were like at 12 to 18%, if not higher. So the 6 to 7% looks really good. And again, that 2.5% was like 2 years, 2021 and 2022, where the interest rates were crazy low, around 2.5 to 3%. In the history of ever, there's been 2 years where they were crazy low like that. So the 6 to 7% is actually pretty average and not that bad and very manageable. And buyers are now adjusting accordingly to that 6 to 7% interest rate. But the biggest shift that you have to think about is not prices, it's psychology. Buyers and sellers are no longer on the same page right now, period. Again, 2008, 2021. The emotional energy of the market has shifted and changed so much within the last year or two that the ones that succeed and actually sell their house and buy a house are the ones that adapt to the changes in the market today. Huge takeaway for today, sellers. If you're selling, price it right from day one. Listen to what your realtor says and hire a knowledgeable realtor that knows and understands the market and the market conditions and how to strategically price a house. Don't test the market like it's a game show. Most people don't win that strategy. And buyers, don't expect a 2008 flash sell on prices. Don't be afraid to negotiate fairly, because that certainly can happen. But also, $100,000 off sales prices right now, you're not getting it. You're gonna be searching for a home for a very, very long time. So if you want to talk like real talk, no fluff, understand what's actually going on in the market here in Las Cruces or just generalized market, and understand all this wildness that's happening in the real estate market today, please hit that like and subscribe button, comment below, and we can set up a virtual coffee chat to talk about it. We can meet in person, or you can just hit that bell and be notified the next time I post a video so you can hear about more of what's going on in this crazy real estate world. Till next time.
Yeah, it's KC in the LC. Keys to the dream, come and ride with me. Homes, views, life where you wanna be. Las Cruces, living KC in the LC. KC in the LC. KC in the LC. Yeah. KC in the LC. Yeah. KC in the LC. Las Cruces.